Summer is around the corner and a white Air Force One is just one of those staple summer pieces. So if you're looking for a new edgy Air Force One, then these might be the ones for you. Today we've got an Air Force One Billie Eilish collaboration. They have made a few collabs on other silhouettes before, but to be honest with you, I haven't really paid them much attention because they just haven't really been my kind of vibe. However, these Air Force Ones are definitely something I think a little bit more popular and maybe a little bit more of everyone's taste. They did come in 3 colorways as well. So this is the 3rd colorway, so we actually have seen a black pair and a kind of beigey pair as well, but today we've got the triple white pair because I can't lie, triple white, you just can't go wrong. So as we all know, I love a special box, and that is what we have here. We don't have a standard normal Nike box, we have the Nike box, obviously in collaboration with Billie Eilish. I actually had to Google what this meant because I knew it was a Billie Eilish logo, but I just didn't really get kind of the meaning behind it. So I Googled it, and this is a gender neutral stick figure of a human which is slightly slanted and has his abstract head moved to the left on the diagonal shoulder line. It's usually drawn in yellow or acid green colours which represent the rebellious spirit of the singer and her strong energy. So I thought it was pretty cool, you know, she has a logo and it actually has a meaning behind it. It's just not, you know, some stick figure. The actual name of this stick figure is called, I don't even know how, I'm just going to put the name on screen, but it's called Bloshish. Bloshish. Also on the box we do have some of her other branding as well. We do have her name on one side as well, and then here we have this little saying which says it's hard to stop once it starts, and that is also on the back as well. This is in a kind of beigey, greeny colour, quite a strange colour, but I quite like the colour. These came in at £115, $130 as well. So here we have the Billie Eilish collaboration Nike Air Force One. As for the silhouette, it is literally exactly the same as any other standard Air Force One. However, the upper is completely different on this. I did get this in the triple white colorway. As I mentioned before, there are 2 other colors as well, but always, you know, a clean white Air Force One. Let's get into the details of this sneaker. On the upper, as you can see, it is completely different. It's like the normal standard Air Force One, but has just been kind of torn apart. The first layer on the upper is nylon, and this is quilted, as you can see on the stitching. Then on top of this, you have random bits of leather kind of patchworked in. This is like a suede leather. It feels very, very different to the normal leather that we usually see on the Air Force One. It is very, very soft, feels so nice, and as you can see, not all the sides are actually stitched on. This upper is said to be made up of recycled materials. I'm not sure which part. I'm guessing it's a mixture of the nylon and the leather. As for the swoosh, it's been untouched. It's literally the same exact swoosh as you would see on a normal Air Force One, the same quality, it's in the same place, it's the same size. It's quite nice that it is exactly the same because I feel like it needs that kind of stability from Nike in this shoe. Then moving around to the back, we have the normal standard heel tab which we usually see, again with the white stitching of the Nike Air logo. Taking a look towards the front of the shoe is pretty normal, to be honest with you. We have the normal standard eyelets, the white leather panels here. We also have normal white laces. They don't come with any extra laces. For me personally, for a white Air Force One, for that clean look, you've got to have white laces. I wouldn't put any other color on top of that. The one thing that is different on the laces is that we do have the Billie Eilish logo on the lace tag, as you can see in this metal. Usually we have the Air Force One logo on there. Then taking a look at the tongue, we have the nylon tongue all in white, and then we've got a white logo as well at the top of the Nike Air Force One. One main thing that is unique to this Air Force One is that we have this materialed trim all around the shoe just above the midsole. One thing that I love about this is that it kind of gives you that extra, I guess, a little bit more durability. It's an extra layer of protection, if you like. Also, I do feel like it changes, especially when you're looking down on the toe box, I do feel like it changes the silhouette of the shoe slightly. I definitely think it kind of gives a more kind of narrow toe box, whereas usually I feel like a normal standard leather Air Force One is a bit chunkier, a bit bigger around here, whereas I feel like the material trim does kind of like tighten it. I don't know if that's just me, but I definitely feel this toe box area here looks very, very different to a normal standard Air Force One. It's definitely more narrower. Inside the shoe on the insole, it's a little bit different as well. We do have a cork sock liner, and as you can see, we have the Billie Eilish and the Nike logo as well. The cork really does contrast nicely with the white shoe. Then as for your midsole and sole, it's pretty standard. We have the classic Air Force One sole, all in white, of course. On the bottom as well, we do have some speckles in there, which I'm guessing is probably recycled sole. I feel like these days a majority of Nike shoes, especially the new ones, they do always have speckled soles because they are using more recycled materials. Sizing wise, for me, for any Air Force One, I always go down a 0.5 size. So for these, I went for a 6.5 when usually I am a UK 7, and these fit exactly the same as that. So I went for a UK 6.5 and they fit perfectly. In terms of comfortability, how they feel, maybe compared to a normal Air Air Force One, I don't notice any difference really. Even, you know, the leather is still quite flexible, and this, I was gonna say, is probably more flexible because it is that nylon material, but I feel like when you put your foot in, it does feel kind of exactly the same. Overall, I think this is such a good alternative to your normal kind of classic standard Air Force One. I feel like it's nice to have something a little bit different. I always love sneakers that are giving us that little bit extra. Also, when you're comparing it to, you know, Drake's Air Force One collaboration, that was so boring compared to this. I feel like this is giving something a little bit extra, and I do actually prefer this. I feel that for Drake's collaboration, you could literally just get a normal standard Air Force One and it's exactly the same, whereas this does give you something different. When you look at this, you know that it's just a not, you know, a normal standard Air Force One. They've obviously done something towards it. Would you know though that it's a Billie Eilish collaboration? Probably not. I guess it kind of depends what you're going for, because at the same time, I feel like you can't beat a clean Air Force One, like a standard, you know, white Air Force One. But I think if you want something a little bit different, but you still want that kind of vibe, then this is definitely, you know, a shoe that can give you that. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are saying about today's pickup. If you did enjoy today's video, please don't forget to like it. And if you want to stay updated with all my latest videos, make sure you're subscribed. Until then, I'll see you guys in my next video.